Please rise in body or spirit as we go through joy in the morning here. We'll find joy in the morning.
Good morning. Welcome to our service. Whether you are with us on Zoom or you're here in person, we are glad that you're here. I'm Andy Kramer, your worship associate this morning. Reverend Dr. Roger Jones is preaching on the topic of I Love My Chicken, the avoidable suffering of animals and humans. The service will include the annual backpack blessing for a new school year. We are joined by our music director, Anthony Tavianini, and our pianist, Irina Chancheva. Reverend Lucy Bunch will be returning this week. If you're new to UUSS, we extend a special welcome. We are glad that you are with us today. Please fill out a newcomer's card so that we can connect with you. You can do so using the link on our website or at the welcome table after the service. If you'd like a copy of the order of service, a printed copy is on the table in the back. Or on Zoom, just click the link in the chat. The Blue Sheet weekly calendar of activities is also available. Note that we have large print versions of the order of service and the slides for this morning at the table near the front door. Our What's Happening at UUSS email comes out every other Friday during the summer. You can find it on our website and subscribe to it there. It has a minister's message, news and announcements of events, and lots of helpful information. I'll highlight a few of the upcoming activities that are listed in the Blue Sheet. After the service today, the People of Color Caucus will have a meet and greet in room 6. If you identify as Indigenous, a person of color, or have a mixed racial background, please join them for light refreshments, introductions, and conversation. Also, after the service today, a session of Exploring Unitarian Universalism will be held in the Foz room on the other side of the patio. Today's topic is UU Social Justice. This is a great way for newcomers and long-timers to learn about Unitarian Universalism. And here in the sanctuary after the service, Carolyn Peth will present The Fierce and Fractured Fight for Women's Votes. You will hear about the fight to grant women the right to vote and how we can protect and expand voting rights. And lastly, tomorrow evening, you can join Reverend Roger for a community meeting to stop family separation by immigration agents. The event is at 6:30 p.m. at St. Charles Borromeo Church. There's more information in the blue sheet. For those of you online this morning, after the service, there will be a breakout room for conversation. Here on campus, you can check out the connections table in the welcome hall and enjoy refreshments and conversations on the patio. And now, pretty please, will you turn off all your noise-making electronic devices? Thank you.
Good morning. I'm glad Andy mentioned tomorrow night's community meeting at 6:30 because I almost forgot about it, and I might, since I have to participate, I might have forgotten. Great to be with you. Every morning we start our services and also many of our small group meetings, including Soul Matters meetings with the lighting of the chalice. I'd like to mention that this is the time when people are invited to sign up for a Soul Matters small group for the coming church year. They will start in September. Each group will meet twice a month at a specific time with trained facilitators on themes that we will be exploring in worship and religious education. And it's a great way to build community, to deepen your own experience of this community, so you can find the Soul Matters table and talk to volunteers after the service. So we light chalice at Soul Matters, and we light the chalice for the service, and our chalice lighter today is Evie. And the words for the chalice lighting are printed in your order of service, and they will be on the screen. So please respond with the words in bold. We light this chalice in honor of the animal realm, the furred and hoofed, two-legged, four-legged, or many-legged, the feathered or scaly, fanged and clawed, wild or tame.
We honor the gentle and fierce,
hard-shelled or tender-hearted. Let us remember that all creatures deserve respect and care.
for we are all related.
Now let us receive the music for centering. Thank you, Irina, for that piece, which is informally known as Fanfare for a New School Year. We have a ritual to mark this milestone. Among us are children starting school for the first time and others starting a new school year at all kinds of schools and in homeschooling. Teenagers and youth are starting a new year of middle school, high school, GED programs, and early college. There are students in college, vocational schools, and graduate programs. Of course, the school community is made up also of workers, and we salute them too. Teachers, professors, classroom assistants, and support staff. We give our thanks to the bus drivers, cafeteria workers, custodians, counselors, and everybody else. In recognition of this new year, we have invited you to bring an item that represents your life in school for our blessing. And depending on your situation, you might have brought a backpack or a briefcase, a lunchbox, a laptop, or a gym bag. Whether you brought something or not, if you are starting a new year, please come forward now so that you can tell us where you're starting your school year. And if you'd rather not come up, or if you're attending on Zoom, after the service you can pick up a gift from the congregation, which is a bookmark made for you from UUSS. So this is for students at any level, and it's for school workers at any role. So, and you're welcome to bring up a family member with you. So come on up and line up here. All right. Can you crowd in a little bit and move down this way, people that are down there? And you can move in. We want everybody to be able to be seen. Okay. So, if you're on Zoom, you can type your name and your school role and your role there in the chat. And so I'm going to ask you to say your name and where you are starting school, and then pass the microphone.
Hi everyone, I'm Lorena, and I started this year teaching Spanish at Rio Americano High School.
Hi, my name is William, and I started 6th grade at California Montessori Project, Carmichael.
My name is Briella, and I am starting 1st grade.
My name is Mikhail, and I'm starting 4th grade.
Hey, Sean.
Preschool. 3 to 5 in Head Start.
Anthony, starting 6th year teaching at Courtyard Private School.
Jen Campbell, 1st full year teaching music at Natomas Charter School Pact.
Lily Campbell, I'm at school at PFAA Performing Fine Arts Academy.
My name is Evie, and I go to Sawa Oaks.
My name is Alec Wheeler, and I'm just starting to roll as an instructional aide at New Joseph Bonheim.
My name is Michelle, and I'm starting 3rd grade at Maryhill.
My name is Greg Redman, and I'm starting my 6th year as a sub for all ages at Sacramento Country Day.
Ellie Dayak and Sierra College, in, I think my 4th semester.
My name is Edra, and I'm starting 2nd grade in homeschool. My name is Una, and I'm starting 4th grade at Sierra Judah Elementary School.
My name is James, and I'm starting 1st grade at Theodore Judah School.
Hi, my name is Christopher. I'll be attending Sacramento City College and taking Drawing 2.
I'm Theo, and I am starting kindergarten.
I'm Renee Scott Feminella. This is my 8th year with the Sacramento County Office of Education's Leadership Institute. I'm an online principal coach, and I also mentor new principals.
Hi, I'm Gwendolyn, and I'm starting my 2nd year at UC Davis.
Hi, I'm Alicia. I'm an administrative assistant at Sacramento State, and I've been there like 3 years.
Hi, I'm Irina, and I'm starting the 8th year at Pacific Institute of Music, still continuing from summer, but it's altogether, it's for the 8 years of teaching.
So we have given each of our students, trainees, participants in our backpack blessing, we've given them these bookmarks that say UUSS is with you, with love at the center, 2026-27. And if you are gonna grab one, you can still grab one at the end. Let these tokens remind you that you carry the goodwill and good wishes of our spiritual community as you work and learn this year. We wish you well as you start this new school year. We thank you for the work you are doing, whether as a student, a teacher, or any other kind of person in the school community.
And now, reading the words on the slide, I invite the congregation to offer a blessing too. We bless you on this new school year. When you need strength and courage, remember that we love you. We are cheering you on.
When you need a listening ear, may we listen in a way that lets you feel heard.
When you need care, tenderness, and understanding, remember that we love you.
Whether you are a student or a worker in a school, may you remember to play, laugh, sing, and make friends.
For everyone here, let us remember that learning is a lifelong journey, and it can happen in any moment, in any place. Now let us join in saying together the words on the second slide. Wherever you go, remember to bring love. Wherever you go, remember that you are loved. Blessings on this new year for you. Reminder that next Sunday, our circle service for all ages is a dramatic presentation of Old Turtle and the Broken Truth, directed by Elizabeth. There will be a rehearsal after this afternoon. If you will be here next Sunday, there is some audience participation, but if you will be at home on Zoom and you would like to participate briefly in the service, you can pick up a spirit stick today and take it home. And if you're already on Zoom, and you will be on Zoom next week, and you can stop by the church office between Tuesday and Friday. You can pick up one for yourself, so you can wave it when everybody else does. And now we will sing you out to religious education.
Just as everyone who maybe was up here, or many who were up here, have gotten a chance to get settled, it's time to get up again and go out. So we're really getting those steps in the beginning of the morning here. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes. Don't you despair. Look up ahead. The path is there. You gotta put one foot in front of the other one. One foot, lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other one. One foot, and lead with love.
Next, we light our candle of compassion and resistance. In this ritual, we recognize the times in which we live, times of disruption and anxiety in this country and the world. When cruelty is on display and so many people are in danger, our values call us to compassion and resistance. As we kindle this flame, let its light inspire us to bear witness to human decency, dignity, freedom, and the power of love. And the spirit of love brings us together at this time in our service when we receive the joys, sorrows, hopes, and prayers of the congregation. If you have news to provide for an upcoming service, you will find a link, the Joys and Sorrows link, in the Joys and Sorrows section of the monthly newsletter and the Friday email newsletter. And, or you can call or email us before the next weekend, and you can let us know if it's just for the ministers to know or if you would like it spoken at this time. First, a joy. Renee and Ted Scott Feminella are celebrating their daughter Celine's new position as multimedia content producer for the California Governor's Office. She graduated in filmmaking from Sac State in May. We extend our congratulations to Celine. We extend condolences to our member Jennifer Webb and her family on the passing of her mother last week in Pennsylvania, surrounded by her 3 adult children. She had been in the hospital battling various heart and lung issues for nearly a month. Janet Brown was 82. She was born in Brooklyn in an Italian Catholic immigrant family. She had a long career as a public health nurse, a school nurse, and a family nurse practitioner. Janet leaves behind 3 children and 6 grandchildren. May she rest in peace. We send our healing wishes and prayers to the many people we know and care for who've had surgery, treatments, or procedures for needs of their physical or mental health recently. May they feel our love. May they and those who care for them find strength and patience for their journey of healing. And now please join together for a time of centering, whether you're at home or here in this room. Notice where your body is. Notice the contact it's making with the surfaces which are holding you up. And as you breathe, take a longer breath in And as you let it out with a sense of relaxing your body. Feel your torso rise as another breath fills your body, and let it out with peace. As we continue breathing mindfully, please receive these words of prayer. O Spirit of life and love, in these moments, help us to pause, to remember the many blessings of life and the gift of this new day. May we share in the joy of those we know and those we meet, and let awareness of one another's good news give gratitude to all of us. We call to mind those loved ones who have departed this life, and we wish them peace. We call to mind those in our circles of care who are struggling with afflictions of body, mind, and spirit, and we send them loving wishes for strength. We cast our minds to places near and far, where adults and children, animals and plants, homes and habitats are now suffering from military occupation and war, natural disasters and extreme weather, from the poison of pollution, from so many afflictions. We send them prayers for mercy and relief and peace. We ask for grace to live by our values. Let us renew the connections of community, which empower us to do more than we can do alone. Remind us that we have the power to reach out in goodwill, kindness, generosity, and hospitality. In the busy days to come, nudge us to take the time to consider and reflect on all that is important in our lives. No matter what happens, may we remember that we are held in love, connected by love, and renewed by love. So may it be. Blessed be, and amen. Take a few moments of silence together. Blessed be.
We have two readings this morning. The first one is by psychology professor Hal Herzog. He defines anthropomorphism as a tendency of human beings to expect or assume that other animals have human traits, perspectives, and motivations. Herzog is an expert on human-animal relations and a cat owner. He writes, "There is a problem with projecting our mentality to other species. Our interpretation of their behavior is often wrong. The perpetual smiley faces of the dolphins at SeaWorld indicate that these animals are happy spending their lives swimming in endless circles around a concrete tank. Wrong. Or the yawn of an alpha male baboon means that he is bored. Wrong. He is using the display of his formidable canine teeth to say, 'I can rip your face off.' When my cat Tilly gently rubs her face on my leg, she is showing that she loves me. Wrong. She is scent marking my legs with glands on her cheeks, telling the world that she owns me." The second reading comes from the Reader's Right section in November 2025 issue of The Sun, a literary magazine. The prompt for the month was Wild Animals. This is by Yujin Kim, PhD from New York City. "I'm a veterinarian and spend my workdays healing people's cherished pets. At lunchtime, I walk to New York City's Central Park with fresh carrots and strawberries for the carriage horses and walnuts for the squirrels. Above me fly pigeons, wheeling and dipping on ragged wings, their bodies battered by the city that barely tolerates their presence. Some limp on a single leg, others drag mangled feet caught too many times in grates. I've seen them crushed under taxi wheels, flattened like paper. I loved birds since I was a child, their pleasant chirping, their delicate wings. When I was in middle school, I would stand in the bitter cold, binoculars pressed to my face, so entranced by waterfowl that I forgot my frozen fingers. Later, during winter breaks, I traveled to Puerto Rico to search for species of birds found nowhere else in the world. And I held my breath as I watched them, then sketched their elegant forms in notebooks. But I have never sketched a pigeon. No one celebrates them. They are called dirty, diseased, a nuisance. And yet they persist. Maybe they are no different from any of us who came to this city hoping to make it. I believe I will paint them, their iridescent feathers, their bent necks, their sometimes lifeless bodies. Even the ones we overlook deserve a place in our memory."
To rise and sing with us, "Our world is one world."
Round about the clouds that cover
Generosity is a spiritual practice, which is why this congregation gives away half of every Sunday's offering to an organization working to make a difference locally. This month, our community partner is Loaves and Fishes. For over 40 years, Loaves and Fishes has provided warm meals, essential supplies, and services to roughly 1,000 people a day. Here's an example from their Friendship Park kennel sent by the director, Angela Hassel. Clarence and his dog Thelma are inseparable. One day, Thelma laid down, and it was immediately clear she was going into labor. Clarence got down on the ground and held her as the first puppy emerged. Our street monitors quickly radioed the kennel for help, and a vet student arrived. She determined that Thelma needed medical care, and with Clarence's consent, whisked Thelma off to the emergency vet hospital. The next morning, we learned that Thelma was the proud mom of 10 puppies. She had labored through the night, needing life-saving surgery, but she and the pups were recovering well. When staff told Clarence, he sat down on a bench and cried with relief and joy. George Cummerell from the Friendship Park Kennel Program is here today and will be available after the service to answer your questions. Loaves and Fishes does not use government funds and is instead fully supported by donations. With that in mind, thank you for your generosity, both to UUSS and our community partner. This morning's offering will now be given and received. As the ushers come forward, please join me in blessing the offering. May generosity bless our world, and may gratitude nourish its spirits.
Saint Francis of Assisi lived from 1182 till 1226. He is the patron saint of animals and the environment. Saint Francis wrote this about other creatures: "Not to hurt our humble kindred is our first duty to them. But to stop there is not enough. We have a higher mission, to be of service to them whenever they require it." For us, in these times, responding to this challenge, this mission, is much easier when we are talking about soft, furry critters with big, round eyes and a large head, or talking about feathered ones in bright colors. According to Hal Herzog, this is what psychologists call the cute response in humans. He's a scientist who studies human behavior toward animals. He writes that the ways that human beings think about animals are mired in an uncomfortable mix of logic and emotion. Depending on the animals in question, we might think of them as a pet, as a member of the family, as a source of labor, or as food. According to one scholar, pets are those animals that are allowed in the house, given a name, and never eaten. And non-pets are not so lucky. Pigs are as intelligent as dogs and often as gentle, but they are a source of meat. A rat can be a pet or a pest, or it can be an experimental subject in a lab. As you can see on the inside of the order of service, the stag beetle is fierce-looking, but it's harmless. Children in Japan buy stag beetles and keep them as pets. Herzog's book about animal-human interactions is entitled "Some We Love, Some We Hate, Some We Eat." We are contradictory, inconsistent, and sometimes hypocritical, Herzog says, himself included. This is because we are human beings. It's easy for us to think of chicken as meat, fried, grilled, or chilled on a green salad. But at her home in rural New Hampshire, the writer Cy Montgomery is raising a bunch of chickens, and they all have names. They give her company and endless entertainment, as well as eggs for food. In her book, What the Chicken Knows, Montgomery describes the colorful patterns and personalities of her different breeds of chickens. She says they are affectionate, industrious, and resourceful. Chickens know how to return to their barn or coop as the day is nearing its end. They are intelligent and highly social. Researchers have documented that an average chicken can recognize and remember more than 100 other chickens. She writes, "Sometimes a rooster that seems about to attack is actually showing that he likes you. Pick it up," she says, "because cuddling will calm them down." Anthropomorphizing is the term for treating animals like people, or for thinking that we know what they're thinking. Hence, Cy Montgomery reminds us that chickens and all other birds are more closely related to reptiles than to mammals, which is what people are. Birds experience the world in ways that we cannot. Montgomery finds the differences between them and us thrilling and sometimes revolting. When one of her hens was bleeding a little bit from the neck, from a cut on its neck, the others turned on it. If Montgomery hadn't grabbed it, they would have pecked it to death. And she writes that this behavior is not unusual among chickens. Montgomery's hens can range freely on her property, even into the neighbor's yard. One neighbor. They seem not to like the other neighbor. Most egg-laying hens in this country, however, are in a cage they can't leave, often crammed in with other hens. No room to stretch or preen their feathers. While things have been getting better in the handling of egg-laying hens in this country, the dominant model for egg production for decades has been the factory model. One man who worked in a factory farm told Montgomery it was a dirty, overcrowded warehouse that resembled a prison camp. In the United States, animal shelters and local humane societies get the largest share of monetary donations for animal welfare activities. But this is way out of proportion to how many animals are involved. That is, the overwhelming majority of animal suffering takes place in animal agriculture. Aided by government policies over the past half-century, industrial agriculture has replaced smaller farms with large ones, replaced them with confined animal feeding operations. This is more economically efficient for hogs, cows, and chickens to be bred, born, fed, and raised on enormous plantations, and then crated and shipped away, far away to slaughtering factories. This leads to cheaper food. Yet many of the costs of industrial agriculture are not reflected in the market price that we pay. Many of the costs are borne by the land, the animals, the workers, and future generations of people. This is the argument of Wendell Berry, the farmer, novelist, poet, and activist from Kentucky, who is now 92. For example, nearly all confined livestock animals never see the sky or have any room to move around in. Animal waste pollutes the nearby water and puts a burning stench in the air of the local community. Confined animal farming requires antibiotics to stop disease, yet pathogens develop resistance to those drugs and they become stronger, more dangerous. Recently, there was an outbreak of sickness from contaminated lettuce from a farming company. Meat, however, remains the most dangerous kind of food we can eat, according to Hal Herzog. Also, he writes, fish carry at least 50 kinds of transmittable parasites. Because of confined farming, when a disease breaks out among poultry, pork, or beef livestock in this country, thousands of animals must be killed. And we can't even say that those animals suffered so that human beings could eat. They're just collateral damage. The next few sentences may be harder to listen to, so if you'd rather listen to, notice, pay attention to your own breathing than pay attention to my words, I'll let you know when I'm done with the chickens. The most popular model of mass production meat is the broiler hen. It's why chicken has risen past beef as America's most popular meat and its cheapest meat. The broiler hen was developed 40 years ago by a corporation owned by Tyson Foods and Upjohn Pharmaceuticals. This model of chicken grows faster than it used to, eats less food, and has a shorter life, as brief as 6 weeks. A pastured chicken, by contrast, can live 3 or 4 years. Because consumers prefer white meat, the broiler hen was bred for unnaturally big breast meat. The extra weight damages the tendons in their legs. According to a professor of animal welfare at Cambridge University, severe leg pain in chickens is the world's largest animal welfare problem. Chicken warehouses are dark and the air is humid. It reeks of the fumes from the waste produced by 30,000 hens. When it's time for harvesting, many factories use machines to catch them. Yet in most chicken factories, it still is the case that a group of low-paid workers goes into the warehouse to catch the chickens by hand, and they carry them upside down by their legs. They put them in wire cages and load them onto trucks. At a slaughtering facility, more low-wage workers spend hours at assembly lines for killing and cutting up the birds. Okay, I'm done with the chickens. When I review information like this, my conscience tells me that I should stop eating meat, stop using all animal products. At times in my life, I have ceased eating meat. I'm a lapsed vegetarian, or perhaps a fake one. Indeed, according to Herzog, former vegetarians in this country outnumber current vegetarians by 4 to 1. To be sure, there are people who have allergic reactions to many types of food, and meat is not one of them. Some people who used to be vegetarians choose now to eat a small amount of animal protein every week based on medical advice. For consumers who avoid carbohydrates or don't like salads, fruits, and vegetables very much, meat or fish is much easier. Others just love the textures and flavors of meat. Or certain meat recipes for them are a source of connection with their cultures or families. I rarely cook meat or fish for myself, and I'm grateful that I'm not allergic to peanut butter or to soybean products like tofu. I like most vegetables. I buy eggs, milk, and cheese that come from smaller producers. At restaurants or fundraising banquets, I try to order a vegetarian dish. When I've been out and I've ordered fish, I've tried to use the seafood buying guide from the Monterey Bay Aquarium, which is focused on sustainability. Even when I use that guide, I can't be sure of the true origin or the true name of the fish that I'm being served in a restaurant. However, wherever I am, if a meal has already been served to me and it has meat, or if there's a leftover with meat, I might have some of it because I hate to see food go to waste. I'm not as faithful or as disciplined as I could be. Yet I find guidance in Michael Pollan's book, In Defense of Food, An Eater's Manifesto. His core message is, eat food, not too much, mostly plants. The book is about nutrition, farming, industrial food production, and human health. Hence, eat food, meaning eat real food, food that's not processed heavily. 7 words are his key to responsible eating, which is also healthy eating. Eat food, not too much, mostly plants. Of course, in these times of political disruption in the world, many of us may not feel that we have the attention or the strength to address farm animal suffering, even if we don't like it. There's too much renewed cruelty against human beings that we need to face and resist in these times. This is an understandable perspective. And to be sure, none of us has to try to handle all the problems of the systems in which we participate. Yet this is one area where each one of us has it in our hands to make a difference every day. As Michael Pollan writes, we all eat. We all have choices, and our choices can give us influence over farming, over the treatment of animals, and over the stewardship of farmlands and their local ecosystems. That is, every time we eat a meal that's higher in plants and lower in meat, we are making a difference. Eating a few more meals every week without meat reduces demand for the animals that provide the meat. Patronizing vegetarian restaurants is a way to support the people who devote their livelihoods to reducing animal suffering. When we pay our money to producers of meat, milk, fruits, vegetables, and flowers, producers that are local, that is, we reduce the use of petroleum in the food and flour industries. Buying locally and regionally supports farmers who care for the animals and plants and the land. And they care about us, the consumers. Pollan celebrates that markets are thriving for food that is local and free of pesticides and for meat raised in pastures. He writes, farmers' markets are popping up like mushrooms. Also, reversing a century-long trend, the number of farmers in the country is growing again. Indeed, more than 1 million farmers have been in the business for 10 years or less. 3 or 4% of Americans are committed to avoiding all animal products. This is the only ethical choice for them. It means no dairy or eggs, no leather products, or beeswax. It means no gelatin unless it's been made without cartilage from animal joints. While 3 or 4% might seem small, vegan consumers have improved the marketplace in which everyone shops. This has given us many choices for dairy-free ice cream and yogurt, for meat substitutes that are nutritious and flavorful. In 1848, the English nonconformist minister and slavery abolitionist John Agnell James wrote this: I am but one, but I am one. I cannot do much, but I can do something. And all I can do, I ought to do. And by God's grace, I will do. We can remember that. But we can also remember how much we can accomplish when we join with others. For example, the work of humane farming organizations is generating results. After more than a year and a half of organizing public attention and pressure on the 6th largest grocery store corporation in the country, the Humane League reports that that corporation has banned the extreme confinement of egg-laying hens in their supply chains. Moreover, in 3,000 locations, the restaurant chains IHOP and Applebee's are using only cage-free eggs. Thanks to the work of organizations and the choices of consumers, now at least 45% of egg-laying hens can live outside of their cages for a good part of the day. Organizations dedicated to ethical eating and animal welfare have arisen in diverse faith groups, such as the Jewish Center for Ethical Eating, such as Green Islam. The Unitarian Universalist Animal Ministry has 45 local chapters in the United States, as well as individual donors and members, including me. The writer and farmer Wendell Berry reminds us that eating is an agricultural act. He is not a vegetarian, but he seeks to respect the animals that we consume and to honor the dignity of the people who work in agriculture. He urges us to sustain our ecosystems for generations to come by the choices we make. We are connected to the people who came before us and connected to those who will follow us. You know, the ordinary act of eating is a miracle. It connects us to the soil, seas, and rivers, connects us to this whole wide earth. As we determine our ethical responsibility, and as we make choices about how we eat and what we eat and where it comes from, we can remember our connections. We are dependent on other people and on other beings, and they depend on us. As we recognize our dependence on sources of life outside ourselves, let us be humbled and let us be reverent. Let us be reverent before the energy and abundance of life. So may it be. Blessed be, and amen.
With reverence to our fellow creatures, we proclaim a message of all of them, earth and sky and sea.
As we extinguish our flames, please join me in speaking our shared intention. May the power of this gathering light our way forward with courage. In the days to come, let us remember that fear is outworked by hope, and that hatred is no match for the power of love.
I invite you to reach out your paws, or wings, or claws, or fins, or arms. And if you're home, reach out to you, and we're flapping ours back at you. May you depart in peace and be led forth in joy. And for all who see God, may God go with you. For all who embrace life, may life return your affection. And for all who seek a right path, may a way be found and the courage to take it step by step. Blessed be.